Mind over matter, overcompensating, overstatements, crookedness relating, the soul's churn in return, mental overstimulation, one word, riveting, it terrors my pilot, streams that are promised to make seeking less.
Welcome back to Mad Poet Podcast. Great to be here. Been looking forward to this. Excited. We have a special guest. First and foremost, artist and businessman. I just want to make sure I get your name right. That's Kimeyo Daniels. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine, but it's Kimeyo, but you can call me Kimeyo. That's usually how most people pronounce it.
Nah, I would call it the way you like. Kimeyo.
Yes, sir.
It's great to have you on. Thanks for giving me some of your time, man. How are you doing?
No problem.
How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. I'm just excited, and I appreciate being on your platform.
It's a pleasure, and it's great to have you on. You know, I'm very intrigued by the conversation and just the things that, you know, we could unwrap. I'm aware that you're at work right now, so I appreciate that even more, knowing that, you know, it's an effort, and you know we're gonna do it live though. We're gonna do it live, so not to worry. I just have a quote. I'm gonna read, and then we'll just get into a conversation and just speak about, you know, what we speak about. So this is just a quote I have for this episode, from a piece I wrote. It says, "I can only speak from an intuitive lens. Seeing much of the world, it has become a condition. As the time I've spent, some lay waste the excessive shortcomings of the places I chose not to repent, though those daunting moments can be taxing, egging one to pay rent. Though the times are mine, thus the answer is a simultaneous embrace, making the hope and grace reverberate like a vacuum, then call it my space, a conduit for the times I wish to recreate. I wish to create a train wreck if I don't make wise my resolve, or chaos one will recreate. Live it in a space I define, for it's mine. Every crime and times I still hope to refine the incline, for my disposition is one I cannot front, but so much, then I'm prone to erupt. Picture me in the figments of my combust, fragments reign supreme, if I deemed not to live with trust." Yeah, just a short quote.
That's awesome. Did you write that?
Yeah. Just a quote from a bigger piece.
Okay, spoken word. All right, that's awesome, man. Where that accent from, by the way?
Oh, pardon me. I should have said, man. I'm from the UK. I'm in London.
Okay, you in the UK. All right.
Yeah.
You got me going across the pond on this interview, huh? Okay.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That's what's up, Mr. Murdoch. Okay.
Yeah. And where do you reside, sir?
I'm in Los Angeles, California, USA, man.
Oh, that's cool, man. I would imagine it's quite warm over there still, where you are.
It's cold mornings, but then it warms up during the afternoon, you know. But this Cali, man, so our weather is unpredictable, but it's majority beautiful days, more days, gloomy days over here, man.
Hey, listen, man, as soon as you say heat, that's amazing, man. That's all I need to hear, you know what I mean? Despite the cold mornings, it's not a problem. It's not a problem, man. That's great. So, going into, you know, what we want to speak about now, the first thing I was curious about is the journey of an artist. Could you speak to us about, you know, how this began for you, from the beginning stage?
Well, you know, when I first started chasing my career in music, it was me learning how to get over losing my dad. So I was trying to find something to take away the pain of me missing my father. You know what I'm saying? So, and because music business is so absorbing that while I'm chasing that carrot, as we call it,
Yeah.
I started developing other characteristics about myself. And that's how I learned to be a full, all-around artist, a very versatile artist that can play the role as an artist, a developer of other talent, as well as an executive, from learning how to administrate my own works and executive producing my own music and my projects and developing other artists in the same fashion. And then I got to the point where I was able to start helping others by educating them on those that had the patience to learn it. And that was my journey as an artist. Most artists' journey is probably not consistent with mine because most artists are gravitated by being creative. They want to get in the studio and make the best records and have the fans and the fame and a lot of that. My approach was the business. I wanted to make sure everything was done correctly. All my business tactics was precise. All my T's was crossed and my I's was dotted. My administration was immaculate. No copyright infringements. I was more of an artist that was focused on my business side more than I was focused on my creative. Because I already knew I could rap. Because I was already rapping in school, battling, freestyling, writing them. So I already knew I had the skill set to write songs and perform songs. Where my handicap was the music business. So I wanted to make sure I was just as great at the business as I was as an artist.
Okay. Somewhat sort of like knowing your weaknesses and
Yes,
attacking them, just going towards
Yes,
them.
sir. Yes, sir.
And what made you decide to go it's somewhat of a different path? I would argue a harder one as well. The fact that you decide to go away from, because that's what I find that so much more generic. That's more the norm, where people actually just want to focus on being an artist or just being on the creative side, when really and truly it's the business that pays the bills. So what made you decide to, change and do things a bit different?
Well, I was on the glitz and glamour in the beginning. I got the company, I got the crew. I had the flashy things to do the work, right?
Yeah.
And then I met an attorney through my daughter's mom. My daughter Chanel's mom, Marlene, introduced me to an attorney. And when I met the attorney, he gave me a book on publishing, and I neglected to read it. And I came in his office, with the jewelry and the pizzazz and the swag, and he asked me one question about publishing, and it was the first page of the book, and I didn't answer that question, and he yelled at me from his office, because he's a senior partner at the firm, so he yelled at me from his office all the way through the front door. So all the associate attorneys, all the paralegals, all the secretaries, all the other attorneys that was in the firm saw me getting chewed out. I mean, and he didn't hold no mercy on me because he felt like if he took the time to sit there and speak with me about my career and also give me some tools to better prepare myself for the career, and I didn't appreciate it by taking the time of reading that book, he made me pay for it. So once I went through that, I dove into every single book in regards to the music business after that. And I was determined that I was never going to get yelled at again for not knowing what to do as an artist, as an executive, as a songwriter, as a publisher. I was making sure I was going to become a monster from that point of view. And that's what made me go that path. Now, everything else that came along with it, that was just, a learning obstacles. But that part right there, equipping myself with the knowledge and spending the time to read and learn how to execute what I was reading, that right there was that was my goal. That was my passion right there. That was my passion. Can I execute what I'm learning? Can I do this over and over again? Can I show somebody else this process that I'm learning? And boom, here I am, 30 some years later, still motivated by it, and now I'm teaching it to my sons.
Man, that's I admire you for that, man. It's such an easy thing to just sit back and just be one thing, when you have the potential to be so much more. Obviously, it's because it's such a hardship, and you know the responsibilities alone that comes with that. A lot of people shy away from. So, clearly you're not that type of person where you actually, you know, you embarked on this journey and you just ended up becoming so many different things at the same time, but you embraced it, and that's somewhat unique about what you're speaking about right now, and of course it's worthy of praise for sure. In your experience as a business owner, as you are now, was there a time when you saw what you were doing as that was bigger than you? And if so, when did that happen?
Every day. I mean, like in the record business, if you're not established or under the umbrella of someone that's established, that has the resources and has the ability to enhance what you're doing, it's gonna always be bigger than you. That whole mechanism is bigger than you. So at no time did it ever get to the point where it wasn't bigger than me. Even right now, even though I'm equipped with the knowledge and I know how to get it done, I still got the machine of not having the capital to be competitive, you know? So it's always been bigger. So my whole approach is David versus Goliath. I look at myself as David in this industry, and the entire industry is Goliath. So whatever little pebble or whatever I could do to counter that Goliath at that time, it could be finishing the project that I started, or administrating the project that I started, or getting a team around me to help push the agenda. That's my Goliath at that moment. So I fought a lot of Goliaths while I'm trying to get to where I am today. So, and I still got a lot more Goliaths to go fight even more. So my approach is I'm going to permanently be David until that level of success comes. And if that level doesn't get here, then I'm going to be comfortable at staying David. You understand?
Yeah. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. And it's just the commitment that you're speaking of. And may I ask around what age was this?
I started at 19, man. I started at 19. I was 6 months out of the Marine Corps. My father got murdered. And
sorry to hear that.
Maybe 35, 45 days later, I was at my buddy's house. He was an artist that was signed. And I'm chilling with him. And then I was like, let me do it myself. And I started working with my friends, my childhood friends and my cousin. And, you know, they wasn't, to me, they wanted to do it, but they was more into the lifestyle more than the seriousness of the business. And I was on the business. And as I kept trying to get us to another stage, we kept having conflict because they wanted to focus more on the lifestyle more than they wanted to focus on the business. And after my frustration, I just said, you know what, why not do it myself, for myself? And that started happening around about, I say, 20. At 20, I started thinking about myself. 21, it was 100% about me. And even though it was about me, I still couldn't resist helping others because I knew that I had the knowledge. So 21 through 25, I was always on me and whoever else I could help at the same time. Absolutely.
The only reason I ask is I was thinking to myself that 19 is still quite young, you know, to be as mature as you need to be, you know, in this space and be business minded. not only that, it's the discipline. I think is the biggest part. Not necessarily the ability, but the discipline to do it day in, day out.
Where's the discipline, man? It's always, you gotta have discipline, you know, because everything is not gonna go your way if you're not connected to a machine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you just doing the work,
Yeah.
you gotta have something to keep the driving force. Or something gotta be the driving force. And your discipline comes in play right there. Because if your goal is to achieve this level,
Yeah.
you got to keep driving yourself to go forward. That's where your discipline plays a role. You got to tell yourself to get up every day. You got to tell yourself to accomplish this goal. And if you had a big goal, but you can only accomplish a minimal goal,
Yeah.
you had to accept that minimal accomplishment as part of the bigger picture. And that was my discipline. Every little piece of accomplishment that I made, if it was meeting a new person,
Yeah.
that was it. So I continued and continued and continued to keep going forward based off of that. And that was my driving force the entire time. That was my driving force.
That's great, man. I commend you on that. So you're a businessman and it's a family business at this stage.
Yes.
I'm curious, how has things changed for the better working with your
I
family?
mean, well, things changed for the better because it's my son. You know, I'm passing the torch down to my sons, and they are, you know, the beneficiaries of what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, I'm at work, so I'm getting calls because I'm a little behind schedule, but it's okay. What I'll do is when I get to that point, I'll probably turn the camera off, but I can't put the individuals on camera, and we can pause it. But for the most part, my sons, I'm passing it down to my sons, and my sons is the future.
Yes.
You know, I'm teaching them what I know about administration. I'm teaching them what I know about production. I'm teaching them what I know about artist development. I'm teaching them what I know about marketing. I'm teaching them what I know about distribution. So I'm showing them everything that I've learned. And then with us doing it together as a family, I'm learning from them because they're way more advanced in this day and age than I was when I was their age. So it's making it easier for me to accomplish the goal because they have their own vision and agenda. And by me being able to do that, I'm making it happen. You know?
That's amazing. I would imagine, you know, when I asked you, you know, but you said it was from the beginning, but did it somewhat alter, you know, this idea that, you know what, now there is no going back. I've got to grind even harder perhaps because now I have a family along with me for the ride. My sons, and they're in the business.
Well, to answer that, my grind has always been hard, you know, but what it is now is I'm more mature.
Yes.
I don't have to gamble as much now. I know for sure that I structured my record, my independent record. I structured our independent record company great. So I don't have to worry about that aspect. And now I have distribution through CD Baby. So I know that, hold on, that's my job. Let me just take it back.
No problem.
Hold on. I'm sorry about this, man.
That's all right.
I don't have to worry about those elements. I know that what I'm doing is what it is, and my kids, they're learning and they have their own mind. So with that being said, it's not so much as a pressure because it's our company.
Yeah.
We're doing it on our own at our own pace. It's like, okay, we don't have to worry about it because we own the label. The distribution is there. The DSPs is there. So everything that we would have accomplished had it been in my era,
Yeah.
going through a record company or an independent record label. We're doing it ourselves. So it's that pressure is not there as much anymore now. It's more or less just me just doing it, and that's where I'm at.
That's great. That's great. What may I ask? What legacy or vision of legacy do you have when you say what do you want to leave behind when this is all said and done?
Well, I just say that we did it. The work is we done it. The work is being done. My sons is definitely they're established. They have the credibility to say that they are actual producers. They have the credibility to say they are recording artists. So they can fizzle out this phase a lot faster than me. They can determine by the time they're 21 or 25, you know what, damn, you did this, I'm cool, let me move on to something different. And that's where we at with it right now. That's why it's special for me because they've already accomplished the goal. We done did it already. We put out a record. We can say we put out a record as a family. So it's I don't have to worry about it as much no more. It's easy. We can do it at our own pace. And what I do, like you see right now, I'm at work. I go to work. I save 2 or 3 paychecks. I pay for the next accomplishment. Go to work, save 2 or 3 paychecks, pay for the next accomplishment. Go to work, and I just keep repeating that process. And it takes a little bit longer to get things done. It does take things a little bit longer to get done, but the satisfaction and the gratitude from that time and that work is priceless.
Amazing, man. I really respect the grind. How would you like to be remembered by your peers and family when it's all said and done?
That I never gave up. That's the best thing I can say. I never gave up. I never allowed my downfall or my lack of achieving enormous success determine if I was going to quit or not. So I want my peers to recognize the fact that I never gave up. I stayed consistent to what I wanted to do. And now I'm doing it on my own merit, by my own, my own path. Nobody dictated my path. I was able to do it my way. And now my sons have the ability to continue the process with the same formula.
Absolutely. Like you said, you did it your way. There's no greater gratitude, I would imagine, than that. At the end of the day. If there is one thing you'd like to share, perhaps a message with my audience from all the times you've experienced over the years doing what you do, what would that be?
Never give up on yourself, man. It's never over until it's over. As long as you got another day to fight, you can make it happen. And dreams are never dreams. You know what I'm saying? You're responsible for making your dreams a reality. So as long as you continue to keep fighting for what it is that you want to accomplish for yourself, you can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever assume just because you're having a rough spell that's it. Don't let 5 minutes dictate a lifetime. That's only 5 minutes. That's only a couple of hours out of the day. You still got another set of 24 hours to create your vision. So don't give up. Because I didn't. And I want to be remembered as a living example of not giving up, staying true to myself.
Man, that's amazing. I really respect what you're doing, and I think the way you're doing it as well. I think one of the reasons why it makes it so hard is that people don't, if you're not on the inside or you're not living it, people don't necessarily understand how big of a thing it is and what success looks like, perhaps. know, and the gratitude you're getting from it as a personal achievement achiever as well. And along with that, it's even more massive the fact that you have family along with you. So I really commend you, man. I really respect what you're doing.
I appreciate that, man.
I'm aware we don't have much time, but I really respect you giving me some of your time, man. And thanks so much for coming and you know, having a conversation with me. It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Likewise, and I appreciate everything, man. And if you can, just send me an email, and when the record drop, I'll make sure to send you some links so you can hear it. You know, but the process is dropping Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2024. The album will be on all platforms, man. So be looking forward to it, and I appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform. I hope you continue to have a positive day, and thanks for everything. I appreciate it, Mr. Murdoch.
Absolutely. I respect you, Mr. Daniels, and yes, absolutely. Keep me in touch. I'll send the email, and we'll keep in touch for sure. Thanks so much.
No problem, man. Have a great day.
Take care.